Coming to you live from the rinks in Hauppauge, you're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League here and only on LI Sports Network. Ryan Brannigan going to be taking you through the call, their cameraman, as well as tech operation provider Wally Mitchell. And that is all for this game between St. Anthony JV Gold and Smithtown Hauppauge JV Blue. The season got off to, I wouldn't call it the right start. I'd rather probably call it the wrong start. A poor start for Smithtown Hauppauge JV Blue. A 5-0 shutout defeat at the hands of KPC. KPC played earlier. In fact, they were the game just prior to this, the JV team. And they went on to win 6-3 over Northport Huntington, improving to 2-0 on the year and are currently in first place. A team that could be looking to join them at the top of the standings, the team in the way of Smithtown JV Hauppauge Blue, and that being the St. Anthony JV Gold. They started their season with a miraculous back and forth, fantastic game against SCHSHL just a week ago, a 5-4 victory for the team in black and gold as they look to improve, as I mentioned, to 2-0 and climb the standings. And with an opportunity to do so against one of their most bitter foes in the league at the varsity, JV, and freshman. That would be all of the levels, that being Smithtown Hauppauge. So buckle up, get ready, folks. We'll be in for what should be a great game. I expect a big response from Smithtown Hauppauge from their last game. As I mentioned, a 5-0 shutout. They'll be starting goaltender Evan Miller in between the pipes for Smithtown Hauppauge. On the other end of the ice, starting in net for St. Anne's, will be number 30, Gaetano Cecino. So Cecino against Miller for this one tonight. St. Anthony, in their first game of the season, their leading scorer, Reeve Chero, a goal and an assist in that back and forth affair against SCHSHL, tied with Muller. As the teams huddle around their respective goaltenders, step aside. We'll be back for Puck Drop. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League, here and only on LI Sports Network. Welcome back to the rinks in Hauppauge. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. Ryan Brannigan taking you through the call of tonight's JV Smithtown Hauppauge St. Anne's. We're underway. And early possession for Engelhardt and the Friars. They rips it around the wall. Held in at the blue line. Good centering feed. Early chance for the Friars, and a denial made by Miller. Getting things started early, Jake DeAndrea. DeAndrea still searching for his first point of the season as that battle off the faceoff, kicks behind, a quick chance off the bar. Providing the opportunity, Ryan Schechter. Meanwhile, Hayes on the speedy outlet. Schechter back on it for the Friars. Battle in the wall right out in front of me. Puck chipped into the Friar end of the ice where it could be settled by Leith out in front. Oh, Veith! Nearly a catastrophic error. Crisis averted. Puck out of the zone. And with speed and authority from Muller across the crease. Couldn't quite get back on it with the backhand. Early chances, though, for the Friars. They're coming out flying. Muller to the blue line. It's Monteleone. Returning it to Muller. Centering feed. Good stick check. Provided by Smithtown Hauppauge's Gavin Pajak. And now a penalty upcoming. It'll be Avlanitis who will go to the box for Smithtown Hauppauge. Early power play chance. Now, pardon me, it's not Avlanitis, it's Cole Kozak. Getting my Smithtown Hauppauge 20s mixed up there. Kozak to the box. Early power play chance for Smithtown, for St. Anthony. Tripping call assessed to Kozak. Shot comes and a save made by Miller. He's had to be good and alert in the early stages of this hockey game. In the corner, Ferrara. To the point. They go D to D. Ripping, firing it wide. That was off the stick of Catazone. Smithtown Hauppauge just trying to get possession and clear it out. Hayes. Still belonging to the Friars. They'll put it out in front. Turnaround shot from Muller is blocked in front. Looks like it glanced off Jake Ventura. At the blue line, Catazone walks through a few. Backhand shot. Glanced off the stick of Ventura and up and out of play. So we'll get a stoppage. .53 remain in the first period. 107 on the power play. Face off right on for a shot that wouldn't go. Into the corner. Teams battle for it. Still trying to clear, no luck just yet for Smithtown Hauppauge. Controlled at the blue line, wrist shot through traffic is covered, and great stop made by Miller. So Evan Miller has been the best player thus far, I think, for both teams. Is that point shot generated by Griffin Gasparic. The faceoff will come now to the left of Miller. Won by the Friars. Gasparic walks down low. His pass intercepted and fired around to the opposite blue line where it could be held in neatly by Veith. To Chero. Chero has it turned over off his stick. In a way comes Smithtown Hauppauge. John Ferraro gets demolished into the corner, into the boards, gets right back up, takes the shot, deflects off the stick of Veith and wide. Breaking it out for the Friars, it's Engelhardt. Engelhardt's shot is gloved by Miller. And so just a second remains on the Friar power play. 11:47 to go in the period. Another stoppage. We're back to 5-on-5. So 1-for-1 on the kill tonight, Smithtown Hauppauge, though it was filled with plenty of chances for the Friars to find themselves up on the board. I'd say they've had the better of the play thus far. Almost a dangerous turnover that time, however, from Coletti. Kept alive in the zone, at least for the moment, by Rao. Round it comes, Coletti once more for the Friars. Breakout pass. Finally onto the stick of Muller. Muller with speed into the zone on the back end. Rolls pass. Here's Coletti. Wrist shot blocked. As that went off Rao in front. Rao gets there first behind the net. They do scramble for it. Round it comes once more for Coletti. That shot ripped wide, originating from the stick of Schechter. Out in front, it's Ventura who can move it ahead, but only as far as Catazone, who will back skate and find the open Schechter, who deflects it ahead for DeAndrea. DeAndrea with Schechter, rips the shot, he scores! A beautiful play between DeAndrea and Schechter. It's 1-0 Friars. Oh, talk about a pass across. DeAndrea to Schechter, and the Friars lead 1-0. Back they come looking for more. Miller fights that one off. Nice little move from the blue line. Kicks behind the net. And we'll get a stoppage as the net has come off behind Miller with the great play from Gasparic charging to the net. So I'm sure as some of you might have noticed, we have a nice little score ticker that'll be cycling through all the scores from all the levels of the game. Some of the great work that's being done by our crew behind the scenes. Shout out all the names. Gabe Takuri, Rowan Laddick, Travis Quigley, Wally Mitchell, who's on our camera, and of course the big man, the boss himself, instrumental in providing the best product you could possibly see from us here at LI Sports Network. That extends as well to our social media. Here's a turnover, chance, and that hit the stick. An active stick defensively there from Jake Ventura, but still all Friars in the zone. They have control. Liam Becker comes to the far wall, dangling out of a few. Gasparic creates space. Gasparic, back door, it didn't go, now it did! Second of the game for the Friars on a beautiful feed from Griffin Gasparic. And all that Liam Becker has to do is deflect the puck into the wide open net. Absolutely nothing Miller could have done there. And very quickly, the Friars open it up. It's a 2-0 lead for St. Anne's over Smithtown Hauppauge. Faith avoiding trouble. Sends one ahead for the speeding Muller. Muller's shot hit a body for it, deflected behind the net, and a big collision. Looked like incidental contact to me behind the net. Puck rolls away from, that was Ryan Light. They'll try to get it back to Light, but Muller, an absolute force out there, intervening. Aiden Melendez chipping it into the Friars' end of the ice. That's where goaltender Cicino can make a play on it. And away come the Friars. That shot wide. Vaith leading the charge. He's got it here down at 25 in white, black and gold. Vaith will backhand it around. Net battle in front. Muller gets shoved down. Looked like generating the shoving, 22 Jake Hayes, or it might have been 23 Aiden Melendez. Light puts that one across, open for John Ferraro. Instead, the Friars take back. Coletti up the right wing side, too far for Engelhart. Here's Arnold sending it across, hoping to connect with James Rao. Instead, it's poked ahead. Nice little play by Schechter. Schechter, DeAndrea spun down to the ice. And now the Bulls can move it. Ahead for Kozak. Out of his reach all the way down for Catazone. Nifty play, Schechter. And drawing a penalty, Jake DeAndrea. Those two have had quite the first period, Schechter and DeAndrea. And so the second power play of the game coming for St. Anthony. They are 0 for 1. With 7:20 remaining here in the first period. 2-0, the Friars lead the Bulls. The St. Anthony JV gold team, the Smithtown Hauppauge JV blue team. Each respective program with 2 JV representatives this season. To the point. A wrister deflected loose, and Miller scrambling back for it. Great tip in front. I believe that was Monteleone who took the shot originally. Didn't quite catch who deflected it, but nonetheless, great save made by Miller. He's keeping Smithtown Hauppauge in it right now. As that's spun into the zone, evading pressure, Monteleone gets it to Ferrara. Return to Monteleone. Monteleone hits the brakes and sliding down, but still making a play on it. That's a great play made by Smithtown Hauppauge's Finn Howard, and down the ice it goes. And sent around by the goaltender Cecino. It was Frank Cadis who got the start in the last game against Sachem. Nice move along the wall. Liam Becker. He just scored. He's going to try to set up Muller, and Muller had a tough time settling the puck down. It's taken off his stick and backhanded to center. That's where Hayes picks it up. Hayes fires it. That goes wide of the blocker side of Cecino. Stretch pass, Catazone. Gets bumped by Hayes, and Hayes takes it away from Catazone with 25 seconds to go in the kill for Smithtown Hauppauge. Hayes hits the blue line, fires in cross corner, absorbs a hit, dished out by Gasparic. Fired around, Rao stepping up, trying to make a play on it. And Catazone prevailing with the puck across Gasparic. Banked ahead, Schechter. Schechter, good play right from the bench made by Smithtown Hauppauge's Cole Kozak. Nonetheless, it's the Friars who reestablish control in Gasparic. Circling out of trouble, looking for a backdoor pass and a must-have intercept from Rao there. Still, they get it out in front for Rivchero, and it's fired out of the zone by Smithtown Hauppauge. And doing so, John Ferraro. Speared ahead at Schechter. Try to evade Ferraro and forced out of the zone. Will get a stoppage and might be a too many players on the ice penalty. The power play is expired for St. Anthony. They're 0 for 2. See also point leaders listed as well. And for varsity, flashing across your screen, it's not just scores, but we've got leaders as well. As you see, Cam Calberer, 9 points for Sachem as they have gotten off to a fabulous start at the varsity level. And you see former Smithtown Hauppauge JV players Robert Auerbach and Marcus Dorico there with 3 apiece. It will be a power play for Smithtown Hauppauge. Will be their first turn on the power play. Too many players on the ice. The penalty and a quick clear for the team in black and gold. Pass misfires, hoping for Ferraro. It's Engelhardt who will just push it down the wall. And another stoppage, and we might see another penalty here. So it would appear the Smithtown Hauppauge power play short-lived. .4:13 to go. We will not see another power play or penalty. My apologies. Remaining on the power play, Smithtown Hauppauge. 1 minute and 18 seconds left. Losing his stick, Cooper Ferrara. Shot comes. It's stopped long range by Cicino. Bulls just trying to get possession and some sort of momentum going and just not able to do so. As now under 1 minute to go on their power play. And Schechter, by the way, serving the penalty for St. Anthony, is going in a little bit ahead of the play and looking skyward. Luke Jarrett of the Bulls. So 47 seconds left on the power play for Smithtown Hauppauge. 2-0 the Friars lead. On goals scored by Liam Becker and Ryan Schechter. Trying to generate some offense in their first goal of the year. Smithtown Hauppauge to the point, a long shot. That whizzes past the blocker side of Cicino. Held in by Campisi. Jarrett in the corner. Trying to center one, and Muller does a great job to block the pass, take the puck away, rip it around where it could be gathered in further by Becker, who tried to dangle maybe a couple too many times. The puck eventually knocked off his stick. Time winding down on the power play. Smithtown Hauppauge, just 3 seconds left on it as the puck is in their own zone and Miller's having to make a save. He's going to have to make another. He does. To the blue line. Schechter out of the box. Lets one go. Save made Miller. And Miller will hold on to it. A flurry of saves made by the Smithtown Hauppauge netminder. We'll take another look. So back to even strength. Another shot, another save made by Evan Miller. So we'll do it again all over. To the right of the Hauppauge Smithtown goaltender. Yeah, I don't really like the sound of that, do I? Hauppauge Smithtown, Smithtown Hauppauge. The blue Bulls as opposed to the red, as that puck did exit the zone. So I believe we have an offsides here. Yes, we do. Well, again, thank you so much for tuning in to LI Sports Network's coverage of the Suffolk County High School Hockey League. Encourage you to subscribe and check out our social media at LI Sports Network. You'll have plenty of updates on our stories, powered by the one and only Gabe Takuri. So even if you're unable to catch the stream and are on the go, just scrolling through Instagram, you'll be politely shown our highlights, packaged up and put to good use on our stories. You'll see last night's best as well. After each and every set of games here at the Suffolk County High School Hockey League, Smithtown Hauppauge will send it in. Leighton Veith, running into some trouble that time. Spun on by Kozak. Trying to get the forecheck going are the Bulls. Nice little move behind the net, though, by Michael Monteleone. Howard will keep it in at the left blue line. Veith gets on it, chips it up the far wall, pinching in and keeping it alive for the Bulls. I believe was Ventura. It was. Nonetheless, Schechter will flip it to center. Hayes trying to send it right back. Under a minute now to go in the first period. 2-0 Friars lead over the Smithtown Hauppauge Bulls. Dangling and sending one across. What a chance. And it would not go from Monteleone. Now the puck available. Rolling. Won't be an icing. Arnold will get there first. Arnold absorbing contact from Monteleone. Up the wall. Howard keeps in. But it comes right to Engelhardt, who's on his horse. Here comes Engelhardt to the circle. Fire save made Miller. How about the speed of Ken Engelhardt? Generating the opportunity for St. Anthony. And extend their lead to 3. A shot from the point that changed direction. The left pad save made by Miller. And you have our upcoming schedule flashing at the bottom of your screen now as Catazone lets one go. Miller didn't see it. Great positioning. He made the save. Back up top to the blue line. Held in by Gasparic. For Engelhardt. Down low. Working on Rao. Now he's helped out by Liam Becker. Rao and Engelhardt continue to joust. Puck comes free and nearly a buzzer-beating attempt in front for Catazone as the first period has come and gone, and it was all Friars. They lead it 2-0 over Smithtown Hauppauge. I'll step aside. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League here on LI Sports Network. Welcome back to the rinks in Hauppauge. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. Ryan Brannigan. And it's feel a good time to encourage you to check out the latest podcast released under our umbrella of things we do. And this one features my dear friend and colleague and runner and leader of the LISN broadcasters, Travis Quigley, as well as Paul Trentini. The podcast, Rinks and Realities, new episode Friday with special guest Jake LaChase, as a chance for St. Anthony deflects away from the front of the net, sauced across, and a bit too much to handle for Jake DeAndrea, who sends it around for Schechter. This line is dominated so far here tonight. Engelhardt lets one rip. Blocked. Another try. And getting over to make the glove save was Miller. Oh, Evan Miller's been fabulous tonight. You see him flash the leather again, keeping the Smithtown Hauppauge Bulls in it, as they still in search of goal number 1 on the season. .45 seconds gone by in this second period. Another shot toward Miller, steered aside by the stick of the Bulls netminder. Jarrett chasing after it. Gasparic will get there first. Banked along, out of the reach of Becker. On for Campese. Campese's pass, though, intercepted. In comes Gasparic. Gasparic centering. Ferrara shot it in. Another good save by Miller in the butterfly. Jarrett working on Muller down low. They sauce one to Ferrara. He's unable to settle it down, but he's able to titch it back for Monteleone, who lets one rip wide. To the opposite blue line, Gasparic. Becker trying to kick it to his stick. Cannot do so. It's to the line, not out. Another good keep, Gasparic. And finally able to chip that one out of the zone, Matthew Benstock. Muller for Vaith. Right back come the Friars. Leighton Vaith putting his butt into it, protecting the puck. Now on the backhand, Vaith challenged by Melendez. Centers one that eventually finds its way back for the shot. They score! What a shot, Reeve Chero. And it's 3-0 Friars. In the words of Daft Punk, shout out to you, Spencer. One more time, we'll take a look at it. As a wrister through traffic off the feed and setting up most of that play, Griffin Gasparic. And it is all St. Anne's, 3-0 here, second period. Can Smithtown Hauppauge begin to muster up a response? Well, they'll need the puck to do that. Oh, they'll have it here. Rush up the ice. Oh, not so fast. Check from behind was Juarby. Well, you'll have it back here. Check by Schechter. Frees it for Catazone to step through. Catazone, great pass. They score! Wasting no time, getting another tally up on the board. Reeve Chero extends his team lead in points. His second of the game. 2 goals in 22 seconds for Reeve Chero. And not letting up are the Friars, who have established a 4-0 lead early in the second. Engelhardt trying to add to it. The shot goes wide. Catazone. Try to leave it for Engelhardt. Kozak getting over there. Centering feed. Schechter was there in front. And circling back to it for the Bulls is Juarby. And now across, Finn Howard. At the line, not out. Across, Schechter, wrister blocked by Howard. On now for Ventura. And Ventura trying to dangle his way through. Can only get as far as Reeve Chero. And Reeve Chero, and 2 more goals here tonight. Leading the charge for the Friars as the puck's sent in. Schechter's had himself a great night. You'll see the St. Anthony varsity team in action over on the North Rink as well. That game should be underway. Called by another dear friend of mine, Brady Campbell. Muller circling around the Bull net, looking over his options, controlling the puck. Able to sneak that one around Light. Down low now, Vaith. As again, the cycle game for the Friars excelling. Puck sent all the way down, will be an icing against the Bulls, and they have just really struggled to generate much of anything offensively here, and this one is dominating possession and control of the puck. St. Anthony, JV Gold, and Evan Miller, the only reason this game is even in reach for the Bulls at the moment. Another face-off win by the Friars. Shot from the point generated by Vaith. Hit a stick. Hit the stick of Light. Still the Friars control. Chero stepping in and out of stick checks. Puts one towards Miller. Never got through. Becker dangling, circling, shot over the net. But another great chance for St. Anthony as that puck does hit the Friar bench, and we get a stoppage with 9:37 to go in the second. And 2 assists for Gasparic. 2 goals for Chero, 2 assists for Catazone as well. And Chero coming into the night with a goal and an assist. Now up to 4 points on the campaign. Catazone up to 3. Adding 2 assists to his lone goal heading in. Light over the blue line. Looking for that first goal of the season, Smithtown Hauppauge. Shot from the point. Stopped and held. Cecino hasn't seen too much work. Covers up. 9:15 to go in the second. How about Taco Dip? Loving some Cameron Calberer. So some Sachem love in this Smithtown Hauppauge St. Anne's rivalry game. Catazone, what a move. Catazone denied by Miller. Oh, baby, what a move. Oh, baby, what a save. Worth another look when I get the chance. Meanwhile, Monteleone had a goal in the game against Sachem. Speaking of the silver and gold with a touch of red. Catazone, another great move to get around Rao. Catazone looking pass all the way, takes the shot, and it's stopped by Miller. Tumbling down and gripping onto the dasher for support. That time was number 10 in black and gold, Jake DeAndrea. Puck ripped around the wall. Again, more possession. End zone time for the Friars. DeAndrea fumbling a bit, able to keep it in. Will do just that, rip it around the boards, more control for the Friars. Engelhardt, rather that's Muller's shot, and that's just missed the far post. It beat the pad, the left pad of Miller. Trying to fire it out to the line. What a keep in by DeAndrea, but all for nothing. Here's Jarrett, one-on-one. Jarrett to the backhand, and Catazone makes an excellent defensive play, thwarting any opportunity for the Bulls on that one. Campese trying to get it to Melendez. Taken back over, it's Monteleone. That shot does get on goal, a long-range shot, really all that's been seen thus far in the second from Cecino. Monteleone around the outstretched Melendez, hits the brakes, tumbles down. Coletti off the bench. Good pass ahead. Flung in by Schechter. And offside, I believe, were St. Anthony, and I don't think they got the memo. And thus the whistle. And the faceoff will come all the way down with 7 exactly left here in the second. It's been all Friars, 4-0 over Smithtown Hauppauge. Face off to the right of Cecino, won cleanly by the Bulls. Can they generate something off the draw? Melendez tried to pass it to Campese, and that misfired, and now the puck will be fired into the Bulls bench. And so back it comes to the right of Cecino with 6:49 on the clock. There you see your varsity assist leaders. It's all Sachem, and then Dean Falcone of Smithtown Hauppauge. 11-3 victory against KPC and 10-0 victory. We'll do that for Sachem. Veith into the zone. Veith hit the stick. I believe that's Campese's stick. He'll bend down to pick it up and now make a play on the puck. Rolled right on for the rip from Schechter. That went wide. He was looking for goal number 2 of the evening. Engelhardt, again, this line continuing to control the puck in the O zone. Veith, Engelhardt, head up, looking over his options, will Spin away from the check of Melendez. Now we'll center a deflection from Schechter. Nifty one at that. That gets stopped by Miller. How about the creativity, the agility of Ryan Schechter? And all over it, though, was Evan Miller. Living up to that last name as a goaltender for certain tonight. He's been fantastic. Engelhardt. On the backhand power move. Couldn't get it back to his forehand. Engelhardt spinning, searching, shot, stopped in the full splits this time by Miller. As he left his post for a brief moment, quickly got back to it to make the kick save and pinned it against that post to create the whistle. Did I say Ryan Miller that time? There's a Freudian slip. Evan. Although I hope he takes that as a sincerest compliment. Great cross ice feed. The shot just missed from Gasparic. He searched for his first goal of the night. Would be his first goal of the season as well. Catazone, great dish, unbelievable save, Evan Miller. Oh, Evan, how do you do? Catazone, whoop, around you. Hello, I'm taking the shot. No, I'm not. Miller, haha, you're not gonna score on me, not so fast. Wow, what a stop. He's been a one-man highlight crew for Smithtown Hauppauge. However, they wish they had some more offensive highlights to pair with their fantastic goaltending. In this game, they trail by 4. Gasparic. Now Muller to the blue line, Catazone. Head up, wrist shot deflected, still loose in the slot area, and Miller. Oh, Miller. Another great save. Quick clock adjustment. 4:48 to go. I'll wind it down. Controlled again by the Friars, and this is Nicholas Muller. Wheeling shot, another great save by Miller. Oh, let me know if you've heard that one before. Stepping out of a check to the net, the drive, Gasparic blocked down in front, and Light will just chip it out of the zone, chase after it. Catazone sends it up. Good little pass from DeAndrea. Onto the tape of Muller, who moves in, takes the shot. It's swallowed up by Evan Miller. We don't have a shot tracker at the Suffolk County High School Hockey League level, but if we did, my goodness, I would say Miller has faced at least 25. I mean, you at home can do your own shot tracking if you so please, and be a doll and drop it in the comments as we go along. Oh, that would be, whew, that'd be fantastic. A bit difficult to do that amongst all the other things I must do here. Solo behind running the board and calling the game, and St. Anthony just trying to get all the people they want on the ice that they want. They do. Clean face-off win from Engelhardt. Point rip from Vaith. That one hit the stick of Miller. It gets by Monteleone. Out of the zone. Vaith hustling to it. 3:53 and counting to go here in the second. Friars in full control. The ice is tilted in their favor. And Evan Miller, the only thing creating this game to be a game. Really, it's 4-0. Could be something much worse. There's Hayes, and a save made. Cecino against the flow of the play. One more time, the speed of Jake Hayes creating the chance. He had maybe a little bit more room than he thought. .332 and counting as we get another stoppage. .328 left now as we get situated with the clock. And by we, I mean me. 4-1 is the loneliest number. That is how many people are beside me at the moment. For nothing. But Smithtown Hauppauge with an offensive zone face-off. Can they make something happen here? Still in search of elusive goal number 1 on the season. Ripped around. Cooper Ferrara. Melendez gets there first. Keeps in. Bouncing puck. Vaith will get on it. Tries to chip it off the near wall. Melendez again keeping in. Another fluttering puck. And that's too much to handle for Ferraro. And so the Friars get control, and in picking up speed is Becker. Becker unable to get around Campisi. A good defensive play made by the Bulls defender. Campisi to the line, not out, and now chipped out of the zone by Kozak. Meanwhile, back in with it on the backhand. This is Light. Light brought to the boards by Engelhart. And the combination effort of Veith. There's a shot from the half wall that is smothered up by Cecino. 2:31 to go. Second period. Boop, boop. There we go. 2:31. As I said. Power play here to the box. Leighton Veith. Power play for the Bulls. Get you caught up on that. Roughing the call. Oh, I missed that. So power play Bulls. Their second opportunity of the night. They're 0 for 1. Coletti will rip it around, and unable to get there in time to hold in was Ventura. Ventura, who doesn't go by the first name Ace, but Jake. To Light. Light. Good little feed. Benstock. Sharp angle shot denied by Cecino, who was hugging that post. Light. Good job to take it back. He stripped Rivchero of the puck. Catazone will try to wrist it out right off the backside of Hayes and right to Rivchero, who does send it down the length of the ice. It is Ventura who will shift it over, hoping for Howard. Finds Howard, who rifles it ahead, out of the reach of Hayes, into the possession of the Friars, and down the ice it goes. So under a minute now left on the power play for Smithtown Hauppauge. The puck now in their own zone, and their goaltender, Evan Miller, who had a nice little brief break of getting onslaughted by shots, makes another save. Minute 24 to go. Banked to center. Flicked back along Gasparic. Ahead it's Muller, dropping it for Engelhart. Check from behind by Ferraro. Rao. Taken back over. It's loose out in front. Engelhart. Again, the Friars even down a man have the puck on their sticks in the O-zone, dominating possession. Rao takes it away. Tries to push one ahead. Does for Hayes. Nice move, Hayes. Hayes has it knocked off his stick, though, at the last moment. Still able to get back to it to rip one toward the net. That is steered aside by Cecino. And now sent down the length of the ice past the stick of Pajak. Rao will get there first. fires a pass, hoping for light, stepping up on it, making a good play of it was Gasparic. It's ripped down the ice. There will be an icing against Smithtown Hauppauge, and so a stoppage. Power play is ended. 0 for 2 on the night are the Bulls. There's 19.4 seconds left in the second period. Face off to the right of the very busy Evan Miller, won by Hayes. Arguably been their most effective offensive player, generating offensive chances thus far for the Bulls. He'll take a chunk out of what looked to be Monteleone. It was. In the corner, three-a-side battle as we have hit 0-0. So the end of 2. It's all Friars, 4-0 over Smithtown Hauppauge JV Blue. It's St. Anthony JV Gold. You've been listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League here on LI Sports Network. Ryan Brannigan, and with the help of Rowan Laddick doing double duty, bouncing between rinks. Shout out to you, Rowan, keeping everything under control from a tech side of things. I'll be stepping aside. We'll be back for the third in just a moment. Third period, it's here, it has arrived, it's on its way, and it is underway. St. Anthony JV Gold, Smithtown Hauppauge JV Blue. 4-0 Friars heading into the final frame. They have honestly dominated well beyond a 4-0 lead. It has just been the absolute masterful goaltending of Evan Miller that has kept Smithtown Hauppauge in somewhat of a striking range. On the flip side, it's been a relatively easygoing night for Cicino, as here's a chance, a shot, scores! Wow. And Miller got a chunk of it, not all of it. 5-0, and beauty, I believe, is this Engelhardt, 87. Boy, tough to get a number there. I believe it was Engelhardt, 87. I'll get confirmation by way of my computer in just a moment. Aha, it was Kenneth Engelhardt, as it's listed on game sheet. Rao sends in 5-0. That is the exact score. That's Smithtown Hauppauge JV Blue lost to KPC by. That is first place KPC in the JV division, as they improve to 2-0, looking to join them and looking poised to do so are St. Anthony JV Gold. Although both these teams last season falling short of their ultimate goal, it was a combined Smithtown Hauppauge squad, a split Friar squad, and neither Friar team could advance to the final, or semi for that matter. There's another chance, another glove save made by Miller. Stopping the clock at 13:30 here in the second. I want to remind you all to, again, bear with us as we get that bottom ticker really going. And we've had a couple of technical difficulties, some refreshing to do. Again, handled by Rowan and the main man. That puck finds its way into the netting. I think it's something super, super cool. As now what I see across my screen, varsity points leaders, we go in there. Brett Spires in and amongst the leaders, playing for Smithtown Hauppauge, the Hauppauge High School members. That shot whizzed off the glove of Miller. Again, cross ice feed, a chance, and a sprawling save made by Miller. Despite the score, no quit in Evan Miller. There you see the 11-3 win I mentioned prior on that bottom ticker. Developmental. That Longwood EI game took place tonight. EI victorious 4-3, a fantastic game between them and Longwood. Worth a listen to is that shot blocked in front, and great job to get positioning there was Reeve Chero. Puck comes out of the zone. 5-0, all smooth sailing for the Friars. Another shot, that one from Gasparic, still in search of goal number 1 of the season, goes wide. Here's Vaith. Dick Hilling through Engelhardt, looking for his second of the game. It goes by the wayside of the crease. Out in front, more chances for the Friars. Not letting their foot get off the gas pedal. Engelhardt. Shot off the blocker and out of play. The rip taken by Gasparic. Good time, I would say, to summarize the scoring of tonight's goals thus far. It was Schechter from DeAndrea. Brilliant passing play that opened the scoring for the Friars. And then minute and 3 seconds later, Liam Becker from Gasparic made it 2-0. That's how he ended the first. Second period started with a Reeve Chero goal, a pair of Reeve Chero goals, another save from Miller. Chero from Gasparic, his second assist of the night. And then just 22 seconds later, Chero again, as I mentioned, the pair from Catazone Engelhardt. And then Engelhardt would chip in a goal most recently to start here the third period. Good passing play out in front. Trying to get it to Schechter. It is Hayes. 22 in blue and red, getting it. Nice little pass. Great passing play. The chance, and Cecino forced to make his best stop of the night. A great passing play from Smithtown Hauppauge that culminates in all by himself in front was Ventura. But he could not break through the Friar netminder Cecino for Smithtown Hauppauge's first goal of the season. Pajak will try to flip one. Here's Ventura batting it along. Trying to make a play on the puck, is double teamed and promptly removed from possession of said puck. Hayes with it. Battle along the near side, right out in front of me. There's Jake Hayes. Hayes getting around the defender. Chero trying to get around Monteleone. Monteleone, great chip to Chero. Now joined by Schechter, and that's Ferrara. That will just fling it down the ice. That'll be an icing. Friars needed a change. They'll get that. Let some time run here as we got to get ourselves to 10:07 to match the rink clock. And that we do. Face off to the right of Cecino. Ben Stock against Englehart. Won by Ben Stock, but a good play by the winger for the Friars. That, I believe, was Catazone, defender playing the wing spot, to get possession of the puck, rip it around. It's Vaith battling the forecheck of Kozak. Held in by Rao, at least for the moment. Trying to push it through. Jawarby is there, as is the shot that comes. That went wide from Kozak. Along the near wall, Campese can't hold in. Becker to himself off the boards. Try to center one. Gets knocked away. Pass too far from Campese from Kozak. And now Catazone to himself along the far wall. Catazone centering try, too far out of the reach of DeAndrea. Held in by Becker. Seamlessly covering for his defensive pinching partner, as that pass to Catazone, a little bit behind him, unable to reel it in, was Catazone. Who gets to it first in the corner. Bats one ahead for Liam Becker. Tries to return it to Catazone, who did return to his defensive post along that left blue line side. DeAndrea boxed out. Catazone steps up, makes a play. Catazone, wrist shot blocker save. Rebound save, Miller. And Miller will hold on to it. Not much more superlatives, adjectives, whatever tivs you can think of to describe the play of Evan Miller, as he has really been phenomenal in between the pipes for the blue and red. It also speaks to the dominance of the Friars if they have continued to pepper Miller with shots. Chero along the wall behind Miller. Comes free to Muller. Chero trying to get it out. It went off the stick of the pinching defenseman for the Friars, that being Gasparic, out toward the front of the net where it can be covered by Cecchino. And exactly 7 minutes gone by in this third period. Another period dominated by the Friars, who have been in full control of this game essentially from start to finish, though we're not finished yet. Neither potentially is Muller, who lets one rip, and a save made by Miller. Miller on Muller. And another shot toward Miller denied. So 7:45 now left here in the third. I want to thank you for listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League here on LI Sports Network. You at home listening is a big part of the reason why I'm able to get to do what I do, the job that I love, and for that I thank you. I'll be sure to hit subscribe and tune in for all of the games we cover, which we've got the college teams we cover starting up very shortly. Farmingdale, Columbia. A spin around shot deflects wide, originating from Gasparic, who's still hunting for that elusive first goal of the season. Smacked around by Juarby. Not quite out of the zone. It hit Muller. Muller around Arnold. Now stepping in to intervene was Ferraro. John Ferraro up the wall, hoping for Light. Stepping in front of Light was Chero. Reeve, as they go by him. Arnold trying to make a play on it. Attempted to bat it past Gasparic, who is pinching and calling for the puck. He really does want that first goal. He'll call for it once more along the near side. Pass a bit too far out of the reach of Gasparic. Fired past the intended target that time by Pajak. So Smithtown Hauppauge ice it. 6:27 remain here in the final period. Off the draw, turnaround shot. Flashes high, blocker side over Evan Miller. Liam Becker taking the rip. Joarby runs into some trouble. Rao try to bank one for Joarby. Taken away by Liam Becker. Off the high glass, glove down. Good play by Coletti, but the puck does come free. Catazone. DeAndrea, who fires in. Becker will get there first. Becker, circling Becker. Shot, scores. Pretty looking goal from Liam Becker as he dangled the defense, creating the space needed to flip it over the glove of Miller. The 6th tally of the evening for St. Anthony. I want to take this time now to remind you a new episode of Rinks and Realities with Travis Quigley and Paul Trentini. Love them both. We'll be dropping this Friday with special guest Joey LaChase. If you haven't listened to the first episode of the pod, be sure to do so. It's posted up on LI Sports Network. It's certainly worth the listen if you're at all interested in hockey players and the various levels in which they play and what they do after their careers are over. A conversation I've had the pleasure of having with Mr. Quigley himself. Not to be confused with the dog, as there's a snag from Evan Miller. Yeah, it's that time of the night you're getting Sketcher commercial, Super Bowl commercial references from me in this 6-0 game. Had a, what is it, Hannah Montana reference earlier. Muller trying to get me to talk about the game some more. Takes a shot, left pad save made by Miller. Muller. Yet to best Miller in this one. Held off the score sheet despite being a very noticeable, impactful player tonight. See if Nicholas can change that. He's got the puck here. Walks, fires wide. He had a little bit of room, that blocker side. He really had to thread the needle there. Vaith walks, backhand shot, and getting over to make the stop and scrambling to keep it out from getting in front of the net. Evan Miller. Oh, Evan, have yourself a night. And Gasparic grew impatient and stepped in offside, freezing the clock with 3:37 left as the official donning the last name Maxwell and will hand the puck off to Becker. He had something off to Becker. Couldn't have been the puck because Maxwell will drop it here. DeAndrea to take the draw for, it's Ferraro though that wins it. Ferraro with the chance, that one just wide. Nearly had the Blue Bulls' first goal of the season. Yep, we're gonna let that one continue on. Here is streaking DeAndrea, unable to settle down that puck. Puck finessed ahead, will go the length of the ice and be an icing. So again, the clock halted at just under 3 minutes to play in the third. It's been all St. Anthony for vast majorities of the game. It's been a very busy night for Evan Miller, forcing me to become somewhat of, or actually the epitome of, a broken record. Somewhat is certainly putting it lightly. with the amount of saves he has had to make. Here's Light. Trying to generate some offense, but he's unable to get around the well-defended or well-positioned defender, Michael Monteleone. I don't think he's French, so Monteleone we'll go with. But if he is, Monteleone. Stick handling through center. It's Ventura. Sharp angled shot. Sticked away by Cecino. Pajak. Flipping one toward the front of the net. Pass. Again, good keep there for Pajak. And he'll circle back with the puck. Backhands one across Melendez. Melendez off the wall. Light. Ryan Light. Trying to step on through. Another great defensive play made by the team in black and gold and white. Pajak backhands one ahead. Ventura 2-on-2 into the zone. Ventura has it poked away by Coletti. Light trying to take it back, could not. Becker. Nice move around Pajak. The shot shrugged off by Miller. Engelhardt. Spinning out of trouble. This is a good time to look at the team's upcoming schedules. Puck in the corner. Comes to the blue line. Catazona, Rister, wide of the net. Smithtown Hauppauge JV Blue have a matchup against their Smithtown counterpart in JV Red. Next up on the schedule. Following that, so that'll be on October the 3rd, Friday. A little over a week from now. And then they'll play Longwood on the 8th of October. Meanwhile, what's next for St. Anthony JV Gold is a date with Northport Huntington JV, and that'll be on October the 6th. Then a quick turnaround on October the 10th. Well, they'll face off against Ward of Melville. Here is Gasparic. Puck left behind him in his skates. Final 20 or so seconds will be ticking off. Hayes. Will he get a goal for Smithtown Hauppauge? He's shoved down. And it's been that kind of a night for Smithtown Hauppauge. They get a chance, and there it goes. And that will be an icing, so we will see the clock stop with roughly 3 seconds left. So as I need to reset the clock, 3 seconds. And that'll do it. Dominant win for St. Anthony, as they score 2 goals in each and every one of the periods of hockey tonight. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. However, exceptional goaltending from Evan Miller of Smithtown Hauppauge JV Blue really and truly kept this game from becoming a utter embarrassment. Well, 6-0 your final. And that will conclude our coverage of games here on the South Rink. Be sure to flip over. Got St. Anthony varsity action over on the North Rink. A game called by Brady Campbell. I can get you the score of that game. Will it flash across the screen? Maybe not. But my voice to your ears. St. Anne's against Pat Med. I'm sure St. Anne's have the lead. They do, 4-0. Ryan Riggins, former St. Anthony JV member, with a goal. Tartaglia as well from Riggins. Azaridi from Busa. And Sorrentino from Carrasco Jr. 4-0 varsity. That game still going on. Be sure to flip on over. As for this one, that's all I can do. Final score 6-0 St. Anthony defeat Smithtown Hauppauge JV Blue. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League here and only on LI Sports Network. Ryan Brannigan, Wally Mitchell running our camera, doing all he can to provide and make my life and job easier. Thank you so much. Until next time, have a good night.